We just wanted to fill you all in on what we're feeling at the moment about where we're at in ministry. A good friend of mine recently explained Christian ministry and the Christian life actually as being like a three-legged stool. The three legs being 1, what you know, your theology, 2, what you do, your practice, and 3, who you are, your heart and your character. If you lose any of the legs, the stool weakens or collapses altogether. I found the picture really helpful, analysing where Claire and I think our ministry strengths lie. Basically, we think we're pretty average and okay at helping people with legs 1 and 2, but there are a whole host of other people who are better equipped and gifted in theology and practice to resource families, children and youth workers in these areas. We thank God for these people and we continue to learn from them ourselves, but we're most passionate about and sense that we're most helpful with leg number 3. Yep, we know our stuff theologically and we've plenty of experience in delivering families, children and youth work, but coming alongside those others who love doing a job like that, getting to know where they're at in their work and as people, listening to hearts and minds and thoughts and applying our experience in a way that helps them and ministry flourish is the thing that has been most appreciated and feels most needed over these last 2 years. There are, however, 2 problems with leg 3 type ministries. First of all, it's really hard to quantify. You've not delivered a lecture or put on a programme. Pastoral stuff is always less tangible. And yet, encouraging the character leg to be strong makes for a very solid stool, if you see what I mean. I think one of the things that we're asking of you today is to recognise the importance of this more amorphous role and trust us to proactively invest wisely in people in this way. The second problem is you'd hope people already had that sort of support in the roles that they were in. So here's Dave Todd with a few thoughts on why such an added extra might be helpful.
Hi, my name's David. I'm a vicar at a church in Cambridge, and we have a really excellent youth worker on our staff team, Scott. He's been in the role for a few years. I'm really keen that he keeps growing and developing in ministry, and I'm persuaded one of the ways you can do that is just to be around and learn from those with a longer track record, more experience. So I got in touch with Gareth, who I've known from way back, and asked if there was any chance he could mentor Scott over the year. He was willing to do it. It has been brilliant. It's been at a bit of a distance, of course, but they've met up online. Gareth's various kind of helpful reading things for Scott to read through. And there was meetups during the year when they got to spend time with one another, talk and pray. Adding into that as well, Gareth's wife Claire meeting up with Scott and his wife to talk about ministry as a family. And I think it has just been a brilliant thing. If you've got somebody in youth and families work and you're wanting to keep encouraging them to grow, I think if you can join Gareth and Claire in some way to help with mentoring, you will not regret it. It really has been brilliant for Scott and for us as a church family.
So, as we head off into year 3 of this adventure, the plan is to continue to be plugged into church ministry at Christchurch Walkley while becoming more proactive in growing pastoral support for families, youth and children's workers and works. The time we spend at CCW is likely to diminish and yet remain vital for a few reasons. Number 1, we may continue to legitimately engage in work that we're supporting others in. 2, that we'll garner the support of a church family, something we think is super important, and so that we've got some guinea pigs to practice on, basically. On top of that, 146 Bradley Street will continue to be the base of much of what we do, as well as some fostering, hospitality that we love, and occasional counselling that we hope to continue as well. 3 other things to mention though. First of all, funding. We're hoping this will continue to come from our existing support base during 2022/23 and beyond. And we aim to discern the best route for that future giving during this year. It could continue to come from stewardship and Christchurch Walkley, probably the most likely route. It may come under other organisations that we chat to and that we know well, or we may have to set up our own independent charity. We'll let you know. Secondly, boundaries and scope. The work we're proposing probably needs some parameters. We're involved with a number of networks, and with the help of friends during this year, we will work out wise boundaries for the work that we're hoping to do. Talking of accountability and friendship, this continues to come from Jason Clark and Pete Jackson, both of whom are very happy to talk to any of our supporters. So where does that leave you as supporters? Firstly, hopefully appreciated, and probably more so than you think, as one of my reflections has been what a privilege and a blessing it has been to partner in ministry with brothers and sisters. Thanks for your emails, for your calls, for your visits, and for your thoughts. Secondly, we're asking that you might consider continuing to support what we do prayerfully and financially for this third year and then beyond as the work develops. If you're up for that, then you need do nothing at the moment. We'll regularly update you and let you know if there are any further changes. If you're not up for it, or you want to review your levels of support or take yourself off the prayer updates, then feel free to amend things as the Lord leads. Thank you very much for all your support. If you have any questions or thoughts, please do contact us.